Aloha and welcome. Kapualani here. We're going to be taking a look at your week ahead. Of course, this is a timeless week ahead reading. And in this particular week ahead, we do have the new moon and the 7-7 portal energies. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. Let's just kind of dive right on in. I may do a little toning in a moment here. But as I'm shuffling, if you would like to take a moment to tune in and set some intentions, yes, maybe, go ahead and take a moment to do so right now. Any goals, any intentions, any assistance, any requests that you'd like to add, to include. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we got here. I'm hearing you're taking new strides. There are new strides that that's what's being asked of you. You know, it's like they're saying, keep shuffling, keep taking the Chariot. There's movement. This is going to take balance. This is going to take focus. This is going to take, in some ways, discipline. But I'm so present to the Cancer because I believe this is also Cancer energy as well. I've got that Cancerian symbol there. And so I do feel, we're in the Cancerian energy, obviously. 7, 7, 7. Okay, this is something. There's starseed activations, there's galactic timeline activations. I'm getting it again. Look at this. You see this? Like the Chariot. Judgment. There may be something significant with the relationship, with you merging with your own sense of self, inner child aspect, of course, and looking at things from a different perspective, being willing to be adventurous, being willing to, again, look at things from a different perspective, trying new things, all right? And being encouraged to try new things. I've been saying this off and on, I feel like, consistently for the past few weeks. It's like, be willing to try the new things, be willing to go to new places. It's just for the sake of a new perspective and for, just new flavors and things of that nature. Okay. And with the Judgment, yeah, there are, those major endings, beginning cycles. I've seen Judgment showing up before recently. So for sure, in this Cancerian timeline or energy or something, whenever you're watching this, from the point of Cancer season, over the next 3 to 4 months, I'm hearing breakthroughs, realizations, okay? And this is sideways, so this is turning around, okay? That 10 of Swords energy, the things that you've been, that have been plaguing your mental, so overthinking, going into worst case scenario type stuff, you're clearing from all of that, from those types of cycles. And you see how you clear from that stuff is through pausing, recognizing what is happening, and just doing it. Look at that, the Ace of Swords, yes, and the Judgment. So we're getting these second chances. There's renewal, there's revival, there is enlightenment. You're starting to see, not just see the patterns and, okay, maybe there's a way out, but it's actually cycling out of those patterns and having an authentic, fresh start. This is awesome. This new moon, this 7-7 portal, and I kept seeing the Hangman in my mind's eye. Hangman might have shown up. It's always showing up lately. Same thing. Judgment again. With looking at things from a different perspective. That Hangman and even this 9 of Wands, all about the reflection. Looking back, what have you gained? Okay, what are you taking with you? What are you leaving behind? Okay. What sorts of habits, patterns, ways of being, relationships? Look at this, major cycles, okay, ending and beginning, right? In order to fully embody and appreciate the possibilities of this 10 of Pentacles, it's happening one way or another. Whether you want it to or not, it's gonna happen, right? but how to really embody that energy and how to be fully engaged and authentic and present to the bounty and the blessings, and to really like call in those blessings, anchor in those blessings, is again by it's the acknowledgement, of all the that you've been through, and continuing to choose to move toward that light, to move toward those realizations, toward that higher connection, to continue to be inquisitive with spirit, with your higher self, okay? To ask the questions. Look at that, the lovers. You're reaching new heights. You are expanding. You are, what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm always saying like migrating, merging. Again, there's this energy of merging into your sense of self. Again, I mentioned a relationship, so there could be something significant with a relationship, balancing in a relationship, always from the inside out, okay? So you're starting in that inner core relationship, your core feminine, your core masculine aspects, and that energy of sacred union, all right? What's coming through there. All right. Now, gosh, I really should have just laid them all out. And that's really right there. Look at that. The give and the take, 6 of Pentacles. Things are getting to that place of balance. There is a balance that is coming into play. It's coming into alignment. Okay? Where you've been giving, be ready to receive. Okay, where you've been having to just kind of, lean on others, you'll be in a position to give back. All right, you will. So hold true to that. But let's get some messages, this core messages from Spirit. Yeah, nine of Pentacles. You're ready. Okay, you're ready, and you're reflecting on your hard work. You're reflecting on how, how you got to where you are, but honoring now with the Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the successes, all right? Admire your hard-earned, efforts, the work that you put into the results that you now have, okay? 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. So you're feeling really, I get this energy of being revved up. Do this one a little bit differently. Look at these energies. Interesting, chaotic, confused, overwhelmed, too much, emotional, like I'm getting possible emotional turmoil for some. Just so it's inner conflict, and really taking things in the mental to like the nth degree and being like, bah, you know what I mean? When it's like, okay, I need to just ground. I need to appreciate who I am and not be wondering about like all these what if stuffs, and the good old hangman again showing up, calling into a space of perspective and reminding you to step down, okay? Where you may feel as though you're on hold, your life is on hold, you are on hold, where things may just be stuck. If you're in control of certain elements, okay, I'm not telling you like, yeah, go do it now. But it's about understanding that fine line, that fine balance, right? Where we take a step back to look at things from a different perspective, hangman, and then where we're holding ourselves up because we're indecisive, we don't know what to do, we're in a space of confusion, right? So going from this space of confusion, now you're able to sort of detach a bit more, to see yourself and to see what you've been through under a different light, your inner thoughts, your inner dialogue, maybe even some of the things that you went through with someone else. Like I said, maybe you've had, I'm hearing Spirit saying like your imagination, just getting caught up in things, whether they've been self-sabotaging or whether they've been, fantastical and like, wow, you know what I mean? Just amazing. This is a time, it's going to be a good time for, again, taking that step back to get a bit of introspection. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The Chariot. So Some of you may be thinking of moving, you may be thinking of going somewhere, traveling, you may be traveling. It's either you're coming back, like you're either going to be traveling this week, you're thinking about traveling a lot, thinking about relocating, thinking about movement of some kind, thinking about, I want to say, yeah, it's like something, anything of like, how am I going to get from point A to point Z? There's something about, so it doesn't have to be actually physical as we know with the chariot, but the whole theme is, how am I going to get from point A to point Z in a way, so if it's that you're living in a certain city and you want to be in a totally different city or even a whole different country, or like, yeah, I'm so like, I have a good feeling, like I wasn't really sure, everything's up in the air. And even with this being a 7, there's a lot that we're contemplating, a lot of things that you might be wanting, but it's like all at once. I don't know. So this is where, we're taking that time to say, okay, after the it's like, okay, let's get recentered, let's get grounded, let's get focused. Maybe we can't be in all places doing all things all at once. We get that, but we got to prioritize. So that's where the chariot is saying focus. Okay, the yin and the yang of things, but also take the action. Where it makes sense, where it's resonating. Conserve your energy if that's what the moment calls for, right? And so just being mindful to those kind of possibilities here. There's definitely some movement that's happening. There's definitely like, mentally you could be going back and forth on some things, emotionally, physically, you could, what I mean? It could be all the things actually. Wow. With the 6 of Swords, the recommendation is acknowledging that on an emotional level, we might be feeling a certain way. We might not know what to feel because it's like uncomfortable. But because we know, like mentally, right, we're in control. We got the Knight of Swords, you got even like with the Chariot. We're cycling out of these energies. Let's be very clear. We're cycling out of these energies, 7 of Cups of overwhelm, intoxication, illusion, blah, blah, or too many options, too many possibilities. I want it all, but I need to focus like one thing at a time, And then, of course, the Tower, which is like the crash and burn. And we're like, no, we are so glad to see this tower behind us. Yes, please, and thank you, right? We're so glad to see it behind us. Whew, bless. So the 6 of Swords is going to be that peaceful transition that's being recommended, okay? It's saying breathe through any of the emotional uncertainty because logically speaking, we just got to get from point A to point B. In order to get to point Z, until another option becomes available to us and gives us an expressway or whatever in advance that'll beam me up type of moment, it's cool. We're just going to breathe and get from point A to point B, point C, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you already are so much further than, H even, okay? And by the way, maybe there's something there, that letter that I, with H, maybe that's a significant letter for you. I don't know. Spirit might have me, okay, Spirit. So I made this deck like ages ago, literally ages, and I've never used it publicly, like ever, even in a private session, but I might use it today because we've got letters on all kinds of things. So like, no, I don't know, maybe not. Spirit's like, no. And you get to see all of that stuff. It's awesome. Okay, so the Magician, the energy that's surrounding you this week, you are empowering yourself. You're taking control. All right, taking control by looking at things from a different perspective so that you can assess, so that okay, all right, I am a master of all of these particular elements, tools, whatnot. So knowing that, we're not just going to grab any old thing. Okay, I know, this is the one to use, that's the one to use. No, right? We're the Magician. We want to say, okay, out of all of these tools and the skills and the know-how, what's the next, the smartest, most aligned, logical, inspired action, to take. And so I'm hearing it's assessment right now. This is assessment that we're doing, okay? And wow, okay, I was just kind of trying to divvy up my cards here. We got 4 and 4 out of 8. So we're half and half here with the majors and the minors. So there's the divine and the mundane. There are a lot of divine downloads constantly coming through. A lot of what I'm picking up on right now is your, of course, ascension. Okay, as we're again collectively cycling out of the stuff that we're cycling out of, as we continue to proceed, toward even, because I feel we're really ahead of time, but I feel a lot of strong energies, promising energies to blast through with that 8-8 Lionsgate. So we had that 6-6 portal, we got the 7-7 portal, which is what we're talking about here. And then we've got, again, the 7 that just kept showing. You saw it. And the 7 there. All right. So we're moving out of this energy of like personal delusions, personal illusions, personal intoxications, or being intoxicated by having too many things around us in our environment, being in an intoxicating or toxic like environment, an overwhelming environment where we have a hard time really feeling our own feelings, our own energies, understanding, and having those boundaries. Like it's all convoluted, right? You're moving out of that. You're taking control. You're assessing. You're moving away from the people, places, experiences that are just not vibrationally aligned right now or anymore, right? Okay, so we're taking that control. We are assessing and lining things up for what? Ha! Ace of Cups, new beginning. I love when that happens. Thank you, Spirit. So what do we say about the water as well? Like the emotions, we might not know what's going on, but there's new beginnings. That's what's desired. And I feel, honestly, I don't care. Like, yeah, they hurt people, but you think hurt people truly, authentically, deep down in the heart and soul of their beings want to stay hurt? Like, no, nobody does. Nobody, no sane person does. Okay. And the insane people, exactly. They don't want, they're happy to stay hurt. Why? Because they're insane. And this is not a judgment. It's like just being logical, right? So that's why we need to have compassion, because it's like when you just look at it for what a situation is, like you can feel your feelings. Nobody's saying you're not allowed to feel or that you shouldn't. Like you should. It's about not being convoluted in those feelings, not staying stuck in any kind of convolution. Like it's going to get convoluted. It already is. It totally is. But right now, that's why, like with the COVID thing, that was a quantum shift for the entire collective. To be quarantined, we had to be in our own bubbles. The quarantining, it's a massive symbolism. Huge. That we all manifested as a collective. Crazy, right? All right. My gosh, I don't know. It's not a blame. Like, Kapualani, you're crazy for saying that. It wasn't me. It just came out. It was spirit. It's the download. Don't shoot the messenger. Seriously. I don't believe that. It's just what came out. I'm just a messenger. And it's interesting because, like, I'm so present to this chalice here. So it's about, let's starting with love. Let's, not that I'm trying to encourage alcoholism. I don't even drink, but it's like, let's just start with the joy. Let's start with the love. But like here though, what's interesting, right, is that this is like wine into water, water into wine. This Ace of Cups is purification. So that's where you're being guided, is if you want true and authentic love, be pure of heart. Come through in that sort of a way. Things are going to happen. People make mistakes. We all do. You know what I mean? And sometimes people do. They act out intentionally, or they do things intentionally to hurt, to harm. That does happen. And that's where we purify our own hearts. We heal and we forgive where that's necessary and we need it. And we just move forward. We create those boundaries. And like I said, we move on. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean? And so this is where, again, like, this is what is desired, right? We want those fresh starts. We want that love. That's what we're desiring. And so it's like, let's do that then. Let's purify ourselves. Let's get ourselves into that space of what does bring you joy, in a way that really nourishes you and nurtures you on a soul level, on a heart level. Yeah? Put ease into your mind even. Put your mind at ease. Yeah. Oh my gosh, King of Rods. So be that visionary, embrace, okay? Look back to look forward. There is a significance potentially with the Sagittarian season. King of Rods, the fire king, I believe is in that timing of Sagittarius, but it could just be a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, there could be Leo season. I said the 8 energy with the Lion's Gate. I mean, that's for future, not this week necessarily. And so again, in this week spread, and I said that here, you want that love, you gotta think about what is it? What is it? So it's the passion. How do we approach from the space of how a king might approach is looking to the future, holding the vision, seeing what others cannot see, and taking those, again, what are we saying? Inspired, aligned, actionable steps toward that vision. Seeing it as a pilgrimage and a journey, not a destination. Yeah. The vision is the inspiration and the motivation, helping you, encouraging you to take those actions, right? So it's taking charge, taking control, like we said, and taking the actions, actually doing the stuff, doing the thing, okay? So let me see, July, August, September, October, November is Sagittarius. I said, what did I say? 3 to 4 months. Woo! Thank you, Spirit. I said 3 to 4 months, and that's like 3 to 4 months from the Cancer season to the, potentially Sagittarian season. Okay. Okay. Thank you, King of Rods. So trusting your creative energy, but being disciplined and in some ways methodical, but it's about the longevity, thinking about the future, okay, when you are applying your actions, and when you are feeling that spark of inspiration, we want it to be lasting and not just quick and fleeting, and not making sense after a while, okay? So I feel like I look at the bottom here. Yep, we had that 6 of Pentacles. So let's actually, maybe for a little bit of fun, let's have maybe some fun. Let's try this white one out, shall we? Let's see if there's any insights or any additional guidances or messages from Spirit. Maybe not. Okay, breathe, pause, don't rush. Yeah. Archangel Raphael, God has healed, God heals. Okay, so we're just going to keep with these. We're not going to go too crazy with these cards. So healing, protection. Okay, so this week, focus on breathing, pause, don't rush. So whether you are driving, whether you are shopping at the grocery, whether you are going through your emails, take a breath. Okay, don't rush through things. There may be details, there may be something that Spirit's wanting you to just be mindful of, not bumping into something, whatever. And that's with God has healed, God heals, Archangel Raphael. So healing, protection, journeys. It spoke about travel, patron travel of travelers, the blind, bodily ills, happy meetings, nurses, physicians, medical workers. So you may be in the medical field. You may, if you have someone who is visually impaired, is that what it would be? Please forgive me. I want to make sure that I'm honoring everyone and acknowledging everyone appropriately. But especially if you have been recovering from any physical ailments. So if you're, maybe you're not in the medical industry, but you may be in going through some stuff medically, for example, or physically in terms of recovery and healing. The healing may apply to other areas in your life, okay, whether they're relationships or finances. I just want to make that clear because it's energy, all right? And there's a significance also I'm feeling with the color green. And Raphael is the color green, the heart chakra. All right. So aligning things and calling in for that heart chakra healing, the Ace of Cups that we saw here as well. And I just keep getting drawn back to travelers. So if you have traveled recently, you are traveling, you're going to be traveling, you're thinking about traveling, call on Archangel Raphael for some assistance and some guidance. Okay. If you're feeling kind of like, I don't know, is this for me? Or I'm feeling kind of funny about it, whatever the case may be. All right. Just call on Archangel Raphael for some extra security, guidance, comfort, protection, healing more than anything, that sort of thing. All right. So I'll just put these here, breathe and pause. Sorry about that, Cherry. Everybody's getting covered. You know what? It's cool. It's cool. We're going to be fine. And I want to also do the animal spirit. So let's see. Let's take a moment. Starfish, regeneration, because with starfish, I'm just thinking about that and that star energy. I'm going to get the book here, make life a little easier, cheat a little bit, but I'm going to tune in. So you may live near the ocean. You may be thinking about visiting the ocean water, again, significant, but salt water. And because we're talking about purification and even potentially with the new moon and manifestations, cleansing in whatever way is appropriate to set your intentions, to call in your manifestations, okay? That sort of thing. I feel like it could be significant maybe for your new moon, maybe for the 7/7 portal. If you have access to the beach, to the ocean, go to the ocean. The ocean is so good for manifestation and cleansing. I mean, I grew up, culturally speaking, the ocean was like the cure-all for everything, you know, connection to the womb and Mother Earth and that, you know, just all the things. So let's not stall too much longer with these downloads and look for the starfish energy if I can. All right. Here we go. So starfish. So if you want to take a little screenshot of this meaning, beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. Yeah, so make sure. Okay. Make sure that who you are and who you're surrounding yourself with are in alignment with who you say you are, who you see yourself as, and who you want to be. Okay? And then I see here the problem is these creatures have been relying on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. And so, yeah, you may have already seen this, but let's just say this out loud. Let's ask ourselves, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? Okay, so maybe consider those as some journal prompts or a meditative, prompt to take you into your meditation. Am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? Okay, again, just something to think about, to meditate on as you're moving through your week, maybe for your new moon, maybe for your 7/7 portal energies. And last but not least, I got to do that. Let's ask the angels. So if you've got a yes or no question for the angels that you'd like to ask, go ahead and ask now. To remember, put back in. Interesting. I may cut the deck. Look for a sign. Okay. Look for a sign. So the synchronicities are all around. That may be also why Spirit, with this message of pause, breathe, don't rush. I feel like the signs are going to be all around you, and it may be that things are just the way that things are going and the way that things are moving. We're still cycling, like I said. you're going to be moving through some of this energy. All right, this week, a little bit of potential distortion, maybe feeling a little ungrounded, and with your head in the clouds, possibly. And this is what we're clearing out of. So, just stay grounded, slow down. When it's saying like look for a sign, I feel that's like just keeping your eyes open. There could be, some good signs out there. Like, I don't know what your question was for the angels. Yes, no, look for a sign. You'll know what you need to know when you need to know it, is what I got from Spirit, the angels. 1 second. You'll do what you need to do when you need to do it. Okay, yeah. This is really just Spirit saying, the angels are like, when we say, in this card and in this message, we're saying look for a sign. Look, the visionary of the King of Rods, the Hangman, looking at it from a different perspective. So you're being, Spirit saying, you're shifting your perspective so that you can now be attuned to those aligned matches, those vibrational matches, not what was. You're shifting out of what you were. You shifted out of what you were. You are what you're becoming. This is it. You know what I mean? This is where it's like, okay, I've arrived. I'm here. Let's do this thing. You know what I mean? And so that's where it's like, breathe, pause, take it step by step. We're not in a rush, but we want to get some things going. If it's a pilgrimage, pilgrimage ain't gonna pilgrimage itself. You know what I mean? The journey isn't gonna journey itself. It's up to us. You know what I mean? So that's where they're saying, keep your eyes open to the steps that you need to take. Keep your eyes open to the things that you need to do, because Spirit's going to be pointing them out and showing you the way. And it's going to be like, it's so mundane, that it happens in the mundane. Like so much of the time, this is the life that we live. And we miss those things because we're not always present to the divine in the mundane. But we also want to be grounded. Right? We also just want to be grounded. Because we start, what is it? There was a movie, is the lack of signs a sign? You know what I mean? So anyway, I do hope that this time together has served you well. If you want to, you can wrap up here and just say goodbye, but I want to remind you, just visit my website, okay, kapualani.com, to schedule a session of your own. So in whatever which way you're seeking any form of support, guidance, a breakthrough, a transformation, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, in terms of just holding that space and offering that support and that guidance, that clarity, all right? Sometimes the clarity comes through and it's like, nope, this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing, blah, 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 and it's just a matter of clearing through our own confusion, to be honest, like that's a lot of it. So I see things clearing up. I feel like this is going to be a very nice, positive week, but just be mindful, okay, that we're still... There's still some debris again that is exiting, because it was a powerful solstice full moon, okay, and like that, those energies, when they kind of push us through those gateways, it's not a joke. It's no joke. Like, I could feel it. I don't know, I'm sure you have been feeling it as well, but as I said, I'm here for you. So just let me know, and otherwise have a beautiful and bright rest of your week. Okay, so take good care. Thanks again for being here. Till next time.